Hey everyone, it's Ashley, your independent Scentsy consultant. Welcome back to my channel. Apologies for the verticalness. This is just the way that my tripod was set up, and I really just want to get this video filmed. I know sometimes that's annoying, but whatever. Let's just get into it. So I have a fair amount to talk about, I feel like, so just want to kind of get going. I'm just gonna probably start with this because it's non-wax, I think. So I started this fragrance flower, which is in 2 boxes now, which I kind of love, but I also kind of don't like. I kind of like when they were in 1 box, like they came together, because it was just so much easier to store and like keep organized. I feel like now my fragrance flowers are just like so disorganized because the oil and the flower are separate. I'm sure it makes packaging so much easier because like you don't have to stock specific flowers with oils. Like you can just stock whatever, like in a warehouse specifically. But for storing them here at my personal house, it's kind of annoying. But anyway, started Amazon Rain, and I chose this Dahlia Darling flower. Don't know why. But I had vanilla barnwood going in our downstairs bathroom, which is pretty much done. Like it's just still sitting down there for residual scent, if you will. But we have our downstairs like guest bedroom, and that is like kind of, it's like half guest bedroom, half like Corey's office kind of. But doesn't necessarily get a lot of use. Like Corey goes to the office, and then also like I don't have that many guests. Like my mom probably comes maybe like at least once every 2 months. Like it doesn't get that much action, but it just kind of like doesn't get like stale air, but a little bit, right? So I wanted something that wasn't necessarily like, I wanted something super, super low maintenance, like not wax and warmers, not necessarily, I had an air purifier there at one point, like I would turn it on for it to like do the auto shut off, like, you know, just something lower maintenance. So with my downstairs airflow success, like I feel like my fragrance flowers have been working really well, I decided to put one in there. It has like a little like ledge thing kind of above the bed. It's like built into the wall. And I literally just set the flower right on there. It's kind of semi in the direction of the air vent. So I feel like it's doing a really, really great job. Amazon Rain is a very, very fresh, clean scent. So I feel like I can kind of start the fragrance flowers there. If I want to transition to the bathroom, I can. Or I feel like it's doing a decent job of just kind of like scenting the whole general area. It's right across the hall is our gym as well, in-home gym. So I don't know, I think it's doing a really job. Loving that so far. We'll see if it lasts any longer than my last fragrance flowers, which have only been lasting like 30 days max because they've been right in the air vent direct line of the air vent, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see. I feel like I have a bad setup here today. I'm just gonna drop that on the ground, whatever. Okay, let's just get right into it, and let's start off with these bricks that I have because they're taking up the most space. And then let me maybe just like make some room. I should have done this to start with, but you live and you learn. Okay, so first up, I'm so bad about my bricks. I switched out all my scents to like my spring melting basket. So pushed winter out. As soon as it turned to be March, I was like, I need some spring in my life. So I forgot for like the first couple days to do my bricks as well. So I went through my bricks, pulled them out, and I tried to pull out everything that was like spring. There's a little bit of like summer overlay because I feel like they had that spring brick release a couple years ago, and some of them are a little summery, but whatever. I pulled some of those as well. And I just want to try and get some use on these. So the oldest one potentially I have is Jade and Jasmine. I mean, this has to be the oldest one. I have on here 3 of 22, but this is definitely older. Like the Jade and Jasmine bricks came out, I swear, in like December of 2020, like this, when this scent kind of was released to consultants, I have a feeling. So this has got to be older than the sticker actually indicates. I think this is when I bought it in clearance or a flash sale. So this is definitely very old. I come and go with this scent. Like at certain times of year, I warm it and I'm like, it's amazing, it's so great. And then other times I warm it, I'm like, this kind of sucks. luckily for me, on this last warm, I just did a half cube here in the office, and I was very, very impressed with it. It's kind of like a fresh and clean, but almost like bergamot citrusy kind of pull. It's interesting. It also like is kind of neutral in a sense, but something about it, like sometimes I warm it, I'm not super happy with it. Here in my office, did really well, went for at least probably 3 or 4 days, smelled really, really good the whole entire time, like really enjoyed the scent of it. So I'm really happy with this, and I'm glad I pulled it out for now, and I want to just like kind of keep that momentum going. I have all these cubes already split in half. I don't know if you can tell that, they just are literally cut directly in half already, all of them. So that makes it easy to get through that one, or at least to work on it. I would love to get through it. And then I also pulled out blueberry cheesecake, and I put this in my downstairs warmer, which will make sense later in the video why I wanted to pair it with something. But this is just like a total classic. I feel like this scent, you either love it or you're too scared to try it. I feel like this scent really scares people because of the cheesecake note. Like people are really worried it's going to be lactonic or milky or anything, you know, cheesecake, like things that are that nature. I feel like this one, even on cold, I will say you kind of do get that like lactonic cheesecake, you know how cheesecake smells like it has a lot of milk and creaminess in it, right? But when this one warms, it becomes so well balanced. Like the mix of the cheesecake and the blueberry is perfect, I think. This one, I feel like it has a little bit of a funny like crystallization happening. What's going on here? Don't know what's happening here in the corner. It's like kind of like crystally. I'm like, it's not broken glass, is it? I don't think so. This one, as you can maybe see, is completely not cut. So I literally popped a whole entire brick cube in my warmer downstairs. It is the, not sure what warmer it is, but it has like a rounded dish. It's not like a flat dish at the bottom, it's like rounded. I really thought it was going to be like almost overflowing, but it did okay. It survived, and it's still going strong down there. I've had it going for like almost 5-6 days now, probably. It's maybe 7. Tomorrow will be 1 week since I put it in there, I think. Probably need to change it. It's like you can still smell it, but it's definitely very like low profile. It's on its way out, but 7 days, like that's a pretty good time. And yeah, I put it in there. It's Thursday night, and I put it in there on Friday because I had last Friday off. So that's pretty good. That's when I swapped my bricks out, finally. Okay, let's talk about some things that I did that I'm trying to work through, aka not a fan of, and just like get rid of. So my scents that's my scenario with, I've been using them in our laundry room, which is kind of like our utility room, if you will, and then also in the garage. I have mini warmer in both places, and I've really been enjoying still getting use out of these things that I don't necessarily care for, but I don't want to just like throw away, basically, you know. A lot of these scents actually are like Corey likes these scents, so that's kind of why they're in this category. Like he is a fan of them, but he's not actively melting them, so I'm assisting him. So first up, not going to be a surprise if you are familiar with Corey at all, my husband, Sunkissed Citrus. He really likes this scent, and I really do not like this scent. I think that this scent, in any, honestly, like the whole citrus category, this one and Blue Grotto are probably the worst. Blue Grotto I've come around a little bit too, but they just give me like a dirty smelling vibe. Like I can't get past it. Like something about it, like I see the vision, but something about it makes me just, they smell dirty. So not a super fan of this. I was a little bit nervous. I'm gonna lower my chair a little bit. I was a little bit nervous that having these scents going in my like laundry HVAC room, where like, you know, our HVAC intake and stuff was gonna like really throw them around the whole entire house, you know, and I don't want my whole house smelling like this. Like I put it in the garage and downstairs for a reason, right? but it's really not. It's actually doing okay. It's staying fairly contained to those spaces. This one in the garage did so well. It lasted for so many days. So, you're welcome, Corey. I literally was like, where else? If he's not going to use these, where am I going to use them? And it felt like the perfect place to do it. I just literally have them all lined up, ready to go. The next one on that list, which I also did in the same exact areas, is the NFL Gridiron Rush. I feel like this one is like grassy. It's like grassy men. It smells like manly-esque, but also kind of like grassy. I don't like it. I don't like it. Don't come for me. But once again, this is time for Corey, but he's not using it. Also, because this kind of has that grassy vibe, the garage, like, so perfect, right? I don't hate these scents in these places because I feel like, especially the garage, they have so much space to like breathe. I feel like a lot of these scents, because I don't like them, seem stronger to me because I can like pick it out immediately because I know I don't like it, right? It's not like a scent I'm like, give me more of. It's like I notice it right away because I'm actively not trying to smell it. So I feel like the garage especially is a super great place for these because they have so much space to breathe. I have them in a mini warmer and they're doing well out there. So I'm curious to see how that works over the summertime, like as it gets hotter and stuff like that. Like, do I need to turn on the warmer? Is it getting super hot out there, like to the point where the wax is melting? It doesn't matter because the warmer is going to be on, or like, it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm just curious to see what happens. So worked on those. In my since I actually enjoy pile, I had in my kitchen warmer birthday wishes going for quite a few days in there. I actually talked about them in my last video and it like carried over into this one. When I don't know at what point, but at some point during this last like kind of week and a half period, I wanted to swap that out. And so I ended up picking out the Friends scent, which is a coffee scent kind of, to put in that morning warmer. This is a very, very unique scent. If you've never smelled it, it's kind of like a coconut coffee, which does that exist? I'm sure it exists somewhere, but like it's not a combination I would think to put together. It's like very much summertime-esque coffee. Like I would not melt this in the wintertime at all. The coconut really comes out to me personally, but I don't hate it. Like I think it's fine. I know some people, this is like very, very polarizing. Some people are like, absolutely not. It's not black coffee by any means. There's definitely coconut in there. Why that's this scent and not like a more coffee shop scent, given the fact that this is supposed to be like Friends themed, I don't know. But I have a lot of these bars, and so I figure over this summer will be a nice time to enjoy them. I popped a couple cubes in. I did it a bunch of mornings in a row, and then I finally just today changed it out. Okay, I tested, this was the January scent of the month. It's Petals and Peaches. I don't have the notes of this. Also, like, kind of messy. It didn't break apart very well. I feel like this is kind of a scent that's along the lines of like a Starburst Sky. Like it's a little bit floral, kind of perfumey, like really, really girly, and it smells really nice. I put this quite a bit of places. Like honestly, I think in my open concept, in the office, maybe not downstairs. I feel like I had it a lot of places. Maybe I just had a lot of cubes in the open concept and here in the office because obviously the bar's gone. However I used it up, it was so strong. Like it took me many, many days to get through this because in the open concept, multiple days. Oh, I also had it downstairs before the blueberry cheesecake, because even downstairs, I remember turning it off because it was so strong down there. Like multiple days, it like kicked on with the automatic warmers that turned on, and then I turned it back off after they had kicked on because it was just getting so strong. By the end of the days, like as it was starting to wear down kind of, I was letting it go longer, like enjoying it more. But wow, this one was so strong. Very, very pretty, but holy cow, was it ever strong. So if you are looking for something in this sort of like florally perfumey scent category, check this one out before it goes away, because I do feel like that is definitely the profile of this. It's just it was very strong to me. And I don't feel like I'm like that scent sensitive to that. Like it wasn't overly floral or something I didn't like. It was just like so overpowering. So anyway, after that scent, I was looking for something that I just like really enjoyed. I was like, I want something I love, right? So I decided to pull out my Sparkling Magnolia. This is a favorite of mine. It's discontinued, but I have it in my Scentsy club. I absolutely love it. I just straight up used the whole entire bar. I put it everywhere because I was like, we need this set, right? It's time. I was feeling in the spring mode. It this past week has really, really warmed up. Won't be here for long, but it has been like 50s, 60s, like very, very nice weather. And so I was in the mood for something springy. This is definitely fits that category for me. So yes, had to pull this out. This to me is like the perfect mix of like masculine and feminine put together, and it just smells so beautiful. It literally reminds me of like an Abercrombie, which might be a total turn off to some people, but I just love the scent of it. I think it smells so pretty. To me, this one is on a little bit of the lighter side. I feel like if you want this to perform better, you need it in a stronger warmer. So I just popped it into my warmers and kind of just like let it do its thing as long as possible. I changed it out today, but I just wanted to enjoy it for a little bit. I have more bars of it. Yes, I'm looking at them right now. I have more bars of it in my spring melting basket. So I was like, let's just give her a whirl. And then the last 4 Scentsy wax were things I made samples of. So I made some samples of strawberries and cream because this is the current March scent of the month. And then I actually just popped the rest of this bar around the house today for a little, I wanted to like test this bar out. So I will actually be updating more in my next what I've been warming video on this bar because I just popped in today. So I want to give it some time. I want to let it do its thing and then I'll come back to review it. And then some other things I made samples of. I have Berry Sweet and Starburst Sky. I've been trying to use up my testers as much as possible to make some samples. So 2 more down. If you ever get a tester like this from a consultant, like, you know, it twists open, I've heard some people be like, oh, this is like a lip gloss tube. I'm like, I've never thought of that. That's so funny. But this obviously is not lip gloss, so don't put it on your lips. So you can just like unscrew it obviously, and the wax is on the inside. You can use a knife to like cut it out. You can, if you have like this whole thing in a warmer, you can just like literally set it down in your warmer and let it melt all the way out and then just like lift the plastic out. If it gets a little bit warm, it's easier to like pry it out of here when it's still the wax. If it's like super, super cold and get super crumbly and like grouty kind of, but it's possible to get the wax out. If I have a lot of time, my favorite way is to just like set it upside down and forget it and then pull the container out and then it's just like melted out. Or like, I don't know, cutting it probably with a knife is my next, like a little paring knife, just like scoring it and then popping her on out. I feel like, when I give people those samples cups, sometimes I'm like, I hope they know what to do. Like the little thing says like, put me upside down and let me melt out or whatever. It's like a cute little poem, you know, but I'm like, but I hope I'm being clear enough. Like literally put it in the warmer and forget about it and then pull it out. Okay. I have 4 candles to talk about. So let's start with the one that I don't have present here. So the blueberry cheesecake wax I put in the basement was because in my crock in the basement, I ended up putting a Homeworks blueberry cheesecake candle. It was like this size, where it's the 3 wicks only. So it's like the smaller version. It fits really well in the crock. So I ended up putting that in the crock in the basement. I put it in there. I honestly I think I had burned it maybe once or twice. I do believe it had been burned. But my crock was open and I was like, I had that day off last Friday, like I said, and I was like, wow, I should be using my crock. And it just had this like, wow, I should really do this. And I had just pulled out my spring candle, so I was kind of just like, you know, in the mode. But I was thinking I should put something in there, and when I did the last style of this candle, if you guys remember, I think it was the berry trifle, I think. I really had a hard time with it like pulling out all the way in the crock. Like it was almost like on the top layer it had a film that it was like not melting. So I had terrible performance and like, you know, the whole 9 yards. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna put this in my crock. I'll just sacrifice it, like I'll test it out. I don't feel like the burn sometimes of this style is necessarily the strongest, so I'm like, I'm okay sacrificing it to the crock. It's kind of new, but whatever. And then I'll put in this blueberry cheesecake wax. I mean, I feel like it's a great duo, right? That candle in the crock has been doing so well. I feel like it takes maybe about 4 hours to completely pull out in the crock, so I mean, it's obviously a longer term investment. But throwing really well, melting completely, like it's doing amazing. I've been super impressed because I had very low expectations. So I did that, like I said, last Friday, a week ago. I've been turning it on and off. I don't leave my crock on 24/7 if I'm not home. So after like Sunday night, as I go back to work Monday morning, I turn the crock back off. I don't know why, because like, what's the difference if it's on overnight versus on during the day when I'm not here? Like, I guess I don't know. It feels different to me. I turn it off when I leave for work. It just makes me flutter. It gets pretty hot. Like, I feel it's clearly not hot enough that it's like being destructive necessarily, because I can leave it on. Like, I feel comfortable leaving it on for 24 hours when I'm home. But just being gone, I just like have an internal anxiety about it. Like, what if Gemma tries to get into it and knocks it over? Like, what if it just gets too hot? Like, I don't know. I just turn it off. It makes me feel more comfortable. So I've only had it going that 7-day period, turning it off and on, but it's sort of dying down now at this point. Kind of same scenario with the wax. It's kind of just dying down, but I don't know what I'm ready to pop into my crock next by any means, so I might just let it kind of simmer for a couple more days and we'll see what goes on. So speaking of this style of jar, I don't know why I happened to pull these both out at the same time, but like I said, I swapped out my candles. Or my candles and my wax, like I did the whole swap to spring, if you will. But this one was just calling my name. Popped out this other Homeworks 3-wick. It's the strawberry glazed cupcake. So burned this. It was already burned. And then I think I burned it 2 times. And then I've used it a couple of times underneath my lamp as well as burning it. So obviously when you use it under the lamp, the wax doesn't go anywhere. So there's not necessarily progress for that. But I burned it before that, so that's why it looks burnt. I will say that burning this, okay, fine. Did it once in the bathroom, was fine. I think I did it in the open concept, or did I do it again in the bathroom? The second burn, I was not as impressed. I put it in the open concept underneath the lamp. Did I say crock? I put it underneath the lamp. If I said crock, I meant lamp. Hope you're following along. I put it under the lamp in the open concept. Felt like it did really well. Recently, literally just yesterday, moved my lamp into the bedroom because I just felt like it was a cozy vibe, and put this again under the lamp in the bedroom. Felt like it did really well again. So I think I'm going to, since I have the lamp in the bedroom, I think I'm going to keep on with this candle. Lamping is like not necessarily my preferred delivery system because it just, the whole like maintenance of pouring the wax out and stuff, but I think I'm gonna try it with this one. Like, I'm feeling confident so far with this one. I would love to get to the point where anything I'm putting in the candle crock is either burned or lamped to like at least halfway, just so it takes less time in the crock, because this, like I said, this took like 4 hours the other candle in the crock to get all this wax all the way. And so I feel like if it was at least half, it would just give me a lot better speed to market, if you know what I'm saying. So, that's kind of my opinion. But the whole idea of pouring off the wax, I just don't love it. But I do love the fact that the crock has no flame. I feel like I feel better. Like there's no nothing getting put into the air besides just the scent. So it makes me feel cleaner, if you will. And then also it has an auto shut off. So last night when I was in bed, it was just I turned it on kind of an hour before. It has an hour timer and it just gently turns off when it's time. It was super, super nice. So we'll see. Also been burning a little bit of bergamot waters. I have on here marked once, could maybe be twice, not exactly sure. I've burned it a couple times over the course of probably the past month, and I believe I had a burn on it before, pulling it back out. I think I had a burn on it. This one is just so, so lovely. I actually pulled out my bergamot waters wallflower that I'm going to put in the work conference room. I'm very excited about it. I feel like this one is just a hint manly and then mostly citrusy, but in a good way. I know I told you earlier I don't like citrus, but I feel like this one does it so, so right. It's sparkling bergamot, pristine blue waters, sugared citrus, creamy sandalwood, they say. It's just done so, so well. So this one has been burning so hot. This one, I can light it for an hour and put it out, and it has a decent wax pool. It's insane, and I feel like you can maybe tell based on some of these mushroom tops we have going on. I've been trimming those off every single time. I'm super glad to see the outside is not grody at all. There's no visible demarcations, but also look how full this is. If I already had them then I'd be really concerned, so I'm glad I don't, but this is still very, very full because like I said, I can literally burn it for only an hour and I have to put it out. One night I had it going for 3 and the flames were insane. They were so high. It was clearly that got away from me. So I really like this one. And it's burning really fast. Not that I love that, but also as a person who's trying to get through things, I don't hate it. So part of me is should I put this under the lamp next? It'd be beautiful in the bedroom, but also I'm kind of want to burn it all the way up if I can. All the way down. Whatever. I don't know. I overthink things too much, obviously. Anyway, the candle I'm making the most progress on and have used the most, I'm very excited to report, is Homeworks Coffee Shop. So I've burned this 4 times. Once again, at least 4. These notes aren't necessarily the end all be all. They're just only as good as my memory when I remember to write things down. So I would say we're at about the halfway mark with this one. It's right there. So yeah, I would say we're at about the halfway mark. I feel like Homeworks candles not go fast, but because of their surface area, I feel like once they start going down, they start going down fairly quickly, which is so satisfying, once again, as someone who's trying to use things up. So this candle, I've been using this in the mornings when I feel like I have enough time to light it up. So generally, if I have my standard kind of hour and a half in the morning as I'm getting ready for work, I will light it up. This morning, I woke up late. Shocking. Some days, when I had that coffee scent in my morning, whatever, kitchen warmer, I'll turn that on. This morning, I kind of didn't have a lot of time. I had 30 minutes, so I'm that's not enough time to do anything. We need to get moving. We don't have time for home fragrance this morning. In an ideal state, I would have my full at least hour and a half. I would do the candle. It would be a little ambiance. Doesn't always happen. So can't say I do this daily, but I try. The notes on this are roasted coffee beans, vanilla syrup, steamed milk, and nutmeg. This smells almost like a chocolate Tootsie Pop to me. I don't know why. This is not, I thought maybe as I got through it and continued going through it, maybe it would do something. It's not even necessarily like dark roasted coffee beans. It literally smells like a chocolate Tootsie Pop. I should ask Corey what he smells in this. I've been doing it in the mornings and he's not said anything. I feel like he's not a fan of chocolatey scents. Like he's made that comment before, but I wonder if he smells coffee in this. Like I feel like it's very strong projecting into the air, like as coffee shops generally are. Coffee scents generally are, but I don't feel like it smells like the country candle coffee shop candle that I just finished. I just talked about in my empties. Smelled so much more like coffee, and that wasn't even really a coffee candle. Like I get they both say coffee shop, but this is Tootsie Pop. Like I just don't understand. It's so weird. Like where's the notes? Roasted coffee beans, steamed milk, nutmeg. I feel like I mostly may be getting the nutmeg. Like I don't smell any of those other things. What is happening here? I don't know. I've been working on it every morning. It's been whatever. Clearly it's not like my favorite, but I feel like at this point where I'm at through it, like I just need to finish using it. I feel like I'm so close. I feel like if I used it for like 10 more days in a row, it'd probably be gone, honestly. So I think that's gonna be my plan. So that's everything I have. I will continue keeping track. Like I said, I'll be talking about this next week. And then I want to keep trying to work through my bricks and then my just like pile of spring stuff I have. I have quite the pile and I want to see how much of it I can really get through this spring. Staying dedicated, trying to change my wax at least 2 times a week just to like keep it going, girl. Stay strong. So that's what I got. I'm excited to start testing the new spring and summer things. I just got my whiff box as well. So exciting things happening. Let me know what you guys are melting so I can get some ideas. I would also love to know if you're melting something and you're burning something alongside it. Could you tell me both of them? Because I really struggle, especially lately, with like, what can I burn and melt at the same time that'll go together? So I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.